my goodness. My son's bike is in the house. My office is a mess. It's almost the end of the month, so it means I am a busy girl. Right, why is the bike in the lounge? Because he went away on holiday and didn't put it into the shed, and I've got to twist the bike in a diagonal position to fit it into the shed so that it stays there safely. And he's a big lad and he didn't do it, and mummy's only little, so I will have to do it at some point. But teenagers. Right, I've just done my makeup. I'm going to work very hard today. I'm also going to go to my spa club to take some time out. My hair, it looks like rat's tails this morning, absolute rat's tails. You know, there's days where you just think, oh my god. Right, so I have got some pain through my abdomen that I think is to do with scar tissue, because when I had my twins, I had a double tummy tuck, well, the twins, and then the third one I had masses and masses and masses of loose skin. So I went to the surgeon and I said I'd like to, I got as fit as I could. Now that's really key. If you're gonna have anything done, get as fit as you can, lose as much body weight as you can, and the rest is just the fat they cut off. If you go to a surgeon, you're still overweight, what are they cutting off? You know, they can only cut off a certain amount. So it's best to get yourself in really good condition first, prior to your op. Plus it means that you're healthier. You go under a general, you're not always going to come out, so you want to make sure that you're dead healthy. So that's my letterbox banging because it's so windy. Look at the crap weather today. I have to show you the weather. It's just been so gorgeous, hasn't it? And now that we're left with, oh my god, it's raining, and there's a lollipop stick out there that one of the teenagers hasn't picked up and left for mummy to pick up again. So yeah, I was going on about my tummy. So I've got, I can show you actually, let's just check. Yeah, so you can see my belly there. So I've got a massive scar down here. Usually a tummy tuck is just this one here, but because the skin was so stretched, I had to have a vertical one and a horizontal one, which I'm really, really conscious about. And it's been fine, but I don't like wearing bikinis really. If I've got a tan on, if I, you know, cover myself in fake tan, it's fine, it doesn't show. And for the shows, it doesn't necessarily show either. But, oh look, these are my kids when they're little. Aren't they so cute? Oh, look. And now they're all so big. Oh, and they leave their bikes in the house, which is really annoying. Okay, so back to tummy tucks. Yeah, so what's happened is I've had no problems. I went to the McIndoe Medical Centre with Dr. Parkhouse. He is absolutely awesome. Do look him up if you're thinking of having anything like this done. The quality was amazing, the aftercare incredible. So I had my boobs done at the same time, as after breastfeeding 3 hungry children, they were dropping down to the floor and sagging to the side when you lie down. Believe me, it's not attractive, don't want to go there. So I asked my husband at the time, I said, look, I'm feeling really awful, can we do something about this? He said, yeah, sure, no problem. Bless him. And hi Bart, if you're watching. No, we're friends now, it's fine. But anyway, I'm digressing. Tummy tucks. So yeah, so the scar tissue is just in here, and it is actually, generally, it feels okay, and it's quite tight, so I don't really have proper abdominal muscles anymore. It's just like a mishmash of stitching. They sometimes pop out, but they're not sort of as you would have if they were normal. You'd kind of have a little row of them when you diet down. I don't get that. I just get like just a tightness across the abdominis. My obliques still show, but my rectus one is not there. They took out my belly button because it was all saggy and halfway down to my knees. Thanks, twin skin. And when they stitched it back up, like I said, didn't have any problems at all with it. Boobs, I had more problems with the scar tissue there. And then the other day I was doing some hanging knee raises, and I felt this like shooting pain going up right through. It wasn't inside me, but it was definitely a muscle. So I think what's happened is, because of not doing abs for some time, the muscles just got, the scar tissue is kind of has gone like this, and then suddenly doing a contractual movement, stretch, contract, stretch, contract, it's then twinged or got caught, or our bodies are covered in what's called fascia, so that overlines the muscle. Like when you have a chicken breast, the white stuff around it, that's the fascia, and that's all linked in the body. And I think with scar tissue, the scar tissue somehow, I could be wrong here, the scar tissue and the fascia is when it's stitched, it's kind of all mushed together. And I think then doing the exercise after some time, I think something's just trapped, and it is quite painful. It feels like just it feels like when you have a knot in your bicep or your back, you know, when it gets quite tight. But when I actually do abs, it hurts. So I'm going to see a lady this morning called Hannah, who specialises in postnatal trauma to the body, scarring from cesarean sections, that kind of thing, to see if she can release the muscle and the fascia where the pain is. So it'd be really interesting. I'll see if she'll let me video when I see her. I've got to get ready. Anyway, see you later. Bye. Hi guys, as I said this morning, I am with Hannah. It's Hannah. And she's working into my scar tissue in my belly. Isn't that right?
I am. So at the moment I'm just working through where you've got this tension. Just sort of trying to get deep in there and mobilise it a bit more. I'm going to do a little bit of STR with you in a minute, which is soft tissue release. Okay. So what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to slide back through the muscle like this, and to stretch it, you're going to rotate your body over from me like this.
Okay. And is that just going to release the tension in the muscle a bit more?
So we're basically just stretching it. So we've obviously already done quite a lot of soft tissue work here anyway, but by basically, you know, the muscle's running along here, and I'm going to go transverse through it, and by you applying a bit more pressure, we just get a bit more of a stretch through that muscle, and it should just give us a bit more movement there. Okay. And nice and slowly for me over to the right. Perfect. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And relax for me. This is already feeling a lot looser from everything we've done on it so far.
So is it normal with people that have like cesarean scar tissue and abdominoplasty, things like that, so the tissue builds up, doesn't it, over time, the scar tissue? Is that right?
Well, the scar tissue is there, obviously from the operation, but without doing any work on it, you know, things are just, you know, they're sticking together. You need to keep it nice and soft and mobile to stop it preventing, you know, restricting your movement. You know, and this kind of stuff is fantastic at just keeping everything nice and loose and letting everything glide over each other nicely. The muscles, the skin, the fascia, everything, you know, needs to be able to slide. And the scar tissue can mean everything's really sort of jammed together. Okay. Right, so I'm doing a little bit more work with my tool just through your diaphragm here where it's tight.
And what does the tool do?
So it's just fantastic at breaking down muscular tensions and fascia, and it helps all those little legs in the fascia, just where they're all mangled together, just really straighten out and just become a lot softer and a lot more in line.
And guys, it doesn't hurt at all. It's just what you can feel is, because I've had a double abdominoplasty, there's a lot of scar tissue under there. When the tool goes over it, it just feels like lots and lots of little bumps. That's right, huh?
Yeah. And it's also, you know, this has really softened even your superficial scar. So we're not just working with this scar down here, you know, we're working with the scar tissue that's going under, you know, but it is making a lot of difference just to this scar on the top as well. Yeah. But really we want to affect the whole change underneath. You know, you haven't just had someone cut you here, you've had someone cut through your skin, your muscles, your fascia, your womb. You know, we want to make sure that's all healing properly and moving properly and not restricting things, pulling muscles and giving you strains like the one you've suffered from.
So ladies, you have to look after your body. I mean, I had my twins 16 years ago and my little one 14 years ago, and I still get issues to do with my ribs sticking out, twinges through my abs, but that's after a long time. So you really need to think about how your body feels before you start exercising and making sure that all your muscles feel they've gone back together, because there's a lot of relaxing in the system, isn't there, after you have your baby.
I just need you to do some really nice deep breath for me. So I really want you to expand into your belly, right up into your belly, and out. So that's me stretching, and then as you breathe in, that will stretch those ribs. Fantastic. And out again. I'm just going to follow your ribs. And then really nice deep breath in to get that really good stretch again. Fab. Let's just have a feel. See that's moving a bit better.
So yes, belly has been done. Feels okay, it feels a little bit better, but still feels quite tight, so it's going to take time to release. But it was great, really interesting how to look after our bodies after kids. Back from seeing Hannah this morning, which was amazing. I feel so much more release through my stomach. So all those years of that scar tissue building up was causing a little bit of aggravation, but actually surprisingly it loosened off. I've never had anything like that done before. So guys and girls, well, girls mainly, girls, if you have had problems with your abs after your cesarean section, you need to be speaking to somebody that knows what they're doing. In Brighton, there's a lady called Em Forward who deals with the exercise component associated with having baby and the trauma that happens to your body and how you have to rehabilitate slowly. And then you've got specialists like Hannah West with core massage, and she certainly knows how to release it. And you could see the way that she was using that tool just to break up the stitching that was deep within my stomach, which is causing the aggro. But what I thought I'd tell you was, this is really nice, look. So she's given me her card attached to a little bag with it's got some turmeric tea and a whole bag full of Epsom salts. Now what are Epsom salts? Well, Epsom salts, here we go, you use them to soak your body, and it relaxes your muscles. Nice hot bath, about 20 minutes you want to be going into the bath for, and it just draws out all the pain from the muscles. So if you've done a lot of sport, my hair's really annoying me today. I don't know if you guys have got curly hair, but it just, I much prefer it when it's straight. And it doesn't attach onto everything, it doesn't get mad in the wind. Yeah, so Epsom salts are really good to reduce pain, to reduce the lactic acid that you get from sports sometimes, and also after you've had a massage to make your body relax more. Remember to drink lots of water if you've had any kind of massage therapy, because it needs to be replaced basically, because you're pushing the water out of the muscles, and you need to make sure you don't get dehydrated to stay nice and healthy. So yeah, it was a really interesting experience. Next time I go, we're going to set the video camera up so you can actually see what she's doing, the methods that she uses. And she's also going to be training with menopause symptoms, so that would be more so to do with lymphatic drainage, I would have thought, and there's probably some hormonal glands, there's probably something to do with the thyroid, certain areas that she would massage and release so that your symptoms would lessen. I think that's really interesting. She's doing that course in September, so we'll definitely be catching up with her then. But in the meantime, I'm going to be seeing her once a month. She does sports massage too, just to make sure that that scar tissue doesn't seal. She also said with scar tissue, what it can do, it can build up so much, and the fascia gets knotted, tiny little knots, and it can actually attach slightly onto the organs, so everything becomes really tight through your abdominal muscles. And this can happen after C-sections. So do be aware, and like I said, go to a specialist after you've had a baby. I had my twins in France, and a midwife came round, or a postnatal midwife, to actually do pelvic floor exercises with them to check that everything was back in place. We don't have that here, so you really need to be thinking, well, what can I do to make sure that when I exercise I don't get pains, pelvic pains. Don't go running too soon. Give yourself 6 months. Spend it with your babies. Yeah? They're not young for very often. Take that time out. That's my advice, that's what I did. And then you can gradually get back into exercise. But when you do, don't go bonkers, or you end up back in bed. Yeah? And you'll be not in a very good position to help with the little one. So make sure you take advice, pay for the advice, because this is your long-term health we're talking about. All right? So now it's back to work. At the moment, I'm allowed to have what's called a cheat meal, and it was really nice, really lovely, and I was a little bit full afterwards. But once your body starts responding and metabolism shoots, you can have these kind of refeeds or cheat meals. It doesn't touch the sides, and it actually fills your body out and makes you look a lot healthier, keeps you slimmer because it kind of restarts your metabolism and keeps you fuller, so you don't get really, really thin. So a bit of a quiet one tonight. Still a couple of messages to send, and then I'm going to zone out, have my last meal. I don't even feel like it because I'm quite full from my refeed, but I know that if I don't have it next week, I'm going to be starving. So you've got to keep your regular calories up, going into your system, to make sure you stay full, so that when you cut in the week, it makes everything a little bit easier. Which also reminds me, I've got to write 2 food plans tonight. One for a figure client she's cutting down a little bit more. She's got 8 weeks to her show. That's Juicy Joe, who's doing figure at UFE. She's doing figure and fitness. She's over 45s too. I'm doing over 45 bikini and fitness model, so slightly more slender frame. So I'm doing her food plan. And then a lady called Kirsty, who you've seen on the videos, she's got a holiday to go to, so I'm doing a little cut for her. And that's a great goal to have. I think she's 4 weeks out. She looks really good, really leaned down, and body's looking great, shoulders looking good, abs are coming in, so I'm really happy. So they're the positive things that I'm focusing on tonight. On this very wet and rainy Sunday, I am going to sign out, and I will probably see you tomorrow. Windy Brighton day. I'm off to the gym. Can't wait. Look at that sea. How gorgeous is that? It's a beautiful day today. So there's no rain. Peeing down the last 2 days. So off to train booty and legs. What an amazing morning I've had. So I did my gym session and the glutes, it was really hard today, it was great. I have really hurt my abs, and I kind of, after the massage yesterday, I did a few abs today, but I can feel that it's kind of, it feels like it's swollen underneath. I think I've really strained it, but I don't know whether it's muscle or scar tissue. The lady yesterday, if you remember, seems to think it's scar tissue, where it's just sealed together, it's kind of been under strain, so I'm gonna have to take it easy. Just here, it really hurts. Just there, but you can't really see, feels in there as though it's really swollen, but I can't really see anything. So it feels like a massive lump like this, but it's gone soft, so where she massaged it yesterday, but I don't see anything visually when I look in the mirror, so fingers crossed. Okay, so had a chat with the girl that I was training with, which was awesome. She's an amazing hairdresser, and I've heard so much about her. I've known her for years. She's a mum from school. We get on really well. We had a fantastic training session together. So she's been out 6 weeks because she fell getting out of the bath and she broke a couple of bones in her hand. She worked on it, but I mean, she's still doing the hairdressing even though she had broken bones. The things we do to ourselves, eh? Anyway, so she wants to get back into her training, but for her, the business that I do, the online business, is absolutely perfect. Like, you're talking to people all day, and she's going to do the cleanse, she's going to get her body together, and then people start asking questions. Whenever anybody starts to change their body, they always say, what are you doing? And the main thing that I always do, and I said, well, it's the body cleanse. That's what I do, and that's what I follow. Oh, tell me more about it. Well, it's a 30-day body cleanse. Coach through it day by day, no toxins, take the toxins out the diet. What happens? You lose the bloat, your muscles and your joints don't feel so achy. You're working on your gut, which your gut, as you know, is, what is it? It's your second brain. If your second brain is working, you feel better. Wow, it's not rocket science, but you have to put the right nutrition in at the right time, as many times a day as you can. So it's feeding your body, taking toxins out, getting rid of the dairy and the wheat and the gluten that causes all these IBS symptoms and all these irritable bowel disease things, and also can cause chronic inflammation as well, and together with affecting your immune system, because leaky gut can do that. So you don't want your immune system attacking various organs of your body, so please look after what you put in your mouth. Death by you're digging your grave with your teeth, guys. So watch what you're eating and drinking, seriously, especially in this day and age with all the fast foods and processed foods that we have on the supermarket shelves. So here we go, getting into the passion of it again. But no, I had a really good chat with her. So she was really interested in the business side of things, because it works as a sideline. You can still do your passion, still do your hair. I still do my PT and my bikini fitness, but it's another element. It's a little kind of side project. It's awesome, and yeah, great, fantastic little learner. So had a really good chat with her and came back here, signed up a lovely lady on the cleanse that I went to school with, and I don't remember her, but we've kind of connected through friends on Facebook. Even though she's got a really significant name that really stands out, it's very unusual, I still don't remember her. I think she was in the year above me at Sylvie's, which is why I can't remember her very well. But I have a terrible memory when it comes to school. And my memory's great now, but those past days I used to get bullied at school a lot, because I was kind of always the ugly duckling. And I was getting a little bit plump, a little bit rounded, and wasn't as gorgeous as some of the other girls. And I was dark haired, and I wasn't blonde haired and blue eyed. Dark hair with green eyes, and very pale, and a little bit out of condition. But you know, that's certainly, it was a learning curve. I did have a hard time at school, as I'm sure some of you relate to too, and it does take away some of your confidence. but it's about letting go of the past, letting go of that. You just have to take a big breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blow it away. Because if you don't, you're gonna walk around moping all day, and that doesn't do anybody any good whatsoever, especially yourself. So you want to feel really buzzy. Today's been a fabulous day because I put in my mind this morning after I did my meditation, right, I want to feel good today. I want to get some people, you know, signing up to the cleanse, people that I can really help, people that I can pull out of that low mood situation, not feeling confident about their bodies, whatever age. It doesn't have to be people that are older. You know, young people also have problems and body issues and binging and all sorts of diseases and illnesses, and some of them chronic, that are related to the food that they eat. So it's all about changing that up. You hear my washing machine. Whee! It's so annoying. So yeah, so I'm still working now. I'm just setting up the 30-day cleanse group. So I set up the groups each month, and I'm hoping to have 8 ladies on this one. We usually do it as a joint with all the other guys that are in my business, but today, this month, I'm doing it just for me, coaching it. Just because of the way that it's turned out, and it'll be a really interesting project actually, because I usually have help from other people that I work with, but this time it will be just purely myself and my clients. So I've got to motivate them, post in the group every day, and keep them on track, because it's easy if you don't have the help around you when you do something like a cleanse. It can be, yeah, it can be frustrating. But if you've got families that are open and really happy to help you and eat the food as well, and the food is so delicious. It's not like a diet, it's a lifestyle that just takes out toxins from the diet, puts the right fats and the right proteins at the right amount at the right time into your food. And once you get into the habit of it, it's so easy, and you can sustain a great figure. So yeah, all good. So I'm going to be working till late tonight. I'll catch up with you a bit later.